WrestleMania SmackDown! WrestleMania SmackDown! Grades? Grades! Hit the intro! We kick things off this week with Daniel Bryan coming down to the ring for a promo, and he's hyping WrestleMania big time. He says, I'm obsessed with the word yes, but actually most of my life's been built around the word no. Is he tall enough? No. Does he deserve a shot? No. Will he ever wrestle again? No. Should he be in the main event of WrestleMania? No. He said every time life told him no, he answered back with yes, and he then hypes his WrestleMania opponents. But he warns them, he says, you're not facing the nice Bryan though, you're facing the Daniel Bryan who tapped out Roman Reigns, the Daniel Bryan who will strike Edge in the head despite his neck injuries, the Daniel Bryan who's going to walk out of WrestleMania Universal Champion. This gets an A, of course it does. Daniel Bryan is the ultimate underdog and he is the king of the underdog promo. He's like a real life hero. You just want to get behind him and you want to see him do impossible things. He spoke from the heart, and after all, that's where all the best promo work comes from, isn't it? Next up, we got the four-way match for the SmackDown tag titles. It pits the current champions, the Dirty Dogs, against Alpha Academy, the Mysterios, and the Street Profits. The Profits are about to be interviewed next to the curtain. I'm not going to say by the curtain this week, just a curtain with a microphone. Hello, how's your match going this week, guys? But yes, they're interviewed pre-match and they're about to answer, and then they're jumped by the Dirty Dogs. So this turns into a bit of a brawl, and when we come back, the match is underway. Gable and Otis are taking it to Dom, and then Dolph gets in and Dom gets trapped. Gable tags himself in as Roode's just getting started on Dominic, and then Ray finally manages to get the hot tag. Ray cleans up, but there's a bit of a breakdown after a pin's broken up by Roode. Everybody gets a bit of a fight going on, and then everybody's eventually dumped to the outside, and the Mysterios stand tall after hitting dives, wiping everybody out. When we come back, though, Ford is really taking it to Roode, but gets stopped dead in his tracks by a spinebuster. Otis continues the onslaught, Gable gets in for a little bit of fun, and then Dolph is almost able to hit the Famouser. Dawkins gets the hot tag, takes it to Roode, but then Ray gets in and takes it to Dawkins. Ray and Dominic then double 619 the champs, and just as it looks like they've got it sealed, father-son tag team, first time ever, Otis breaks it up. So Gable and Dawkins go at it while Ford is legal. Ford hits the splash, but Roode tags the Dogs in, super kick on Ford, pin on Gable, Dirty Dogs retain. I'm going to give this one an A-. While I might not so much agree on a personal preference level with the winners, I think that it was a perfectly sneaky win and it worked in terms of them as characters. It was sneaky and fitting, and it tied in well with the fact that they're veterans, they've got a lot of ring awareness, you know, they're going to capitalize on things as and where they can. The match overall, though, was solid. It just built and built and built to the end with some nice near falls, especially that Otis breakup on that pin from Ray and Dom. We then go backstage to Bianca Belair, who's being asked about her big matchup against Sasha Banks. And she says, look, I'm nervous, but it's okay to be nervous. My dad always said it's okay for me to be nervous, just to never be scared. She says she's been working so long for this, she can't wait for the world to see. She's got all the tools she needs to beat Sasha Banks, and it's going to be the greatest night of her life. We then go to Big E, who is in a barbershop in Tampa. E says that Mania is in his city and he's at Big J's barbershop, and this is where he comes to get his mind right. Tampa is the city that he trained in. The stadium that WrestleMania is in is a stadium that Big E played a championship game of football on. He owns a piece of that field. It's the stadium where he will walk both in and out the IC champion, and it's the stadium where Apollo's dreams go to die. Next up, we got Nia Jax versus Tamina, and of course we've got Shayna, Reggie, and Natty at ringside. So Nia puts Tamina straight on her ass, but Tamina straight back up and she returns the favour. Reggie tries to run some interference here and he sort of gets a bit mauled, but Shayna's got a hold of his legs so he can't be dragged into the ring. Obviously Nia is able to capitalise on this though. Nia drives Tamina into the corner, she charges her, Tamina sidesteps and Nia goes straight into the post. Tamina then climbs up top, only for Shayna to get up on the apron and run some interference. Nia tries to capitalise here, but Tamina ultimately gets the pin, and Shayna has to jump in to break it up, which causes a DQ finish. Now, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but I'm going to give this match a B-. And I'd say what you will about the booking of these two and their surrounding situations, but there was just something. There was this spark. It's hard to explain. But when Nia put Tamina on her ass and Tamina just kind of looked at her and then burst straight back up and then just, returned the favour, they surely know there's something there. There's something that can be done with Tamina. There's something maybe we could do with Tamina and Natty, and we could propel them forward and, you know, treat them seriously for once. It was just nice to see Tamina with a determined look in her eye, you know? Oh. So the Riott squad are about to be interviewed backstage when Carmella and Billie Kay kind of just pop up next to them, and they're just running everything the Riott squad says down, and then slowly, team by team, from the tag team turmoil match are added to the situation until there's a bit of a brawl, and it ends up being Natty and Tamina that stand tall at the end. Real quick here, there's not really a lot to talk about. If you can find it, watch it. It's really funny, but there's like an anti-Cesaro ad campaign, definitely paid for by Seth Rollins, ran here. At the end, it signs off with paid for by the friends of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has nothing to do with this advertisement. It was just great. I liked it. Next, we've got Edge coming down to the ring with a chair. He sets it up in the middle of the ring. All the lights go out and there's just one spotlight on him. He says that he was at Mania 6 and that's the thing that put him on the path he's on now. He saw that, he dreamed about being a wrestler, and then he realized that dream, and that has been a theme throughout his life. But then there are some people that says, you know, did you not achieve everything you already wanted? Was your career not enough? And he tells them, look, you don't understand. It was taken from me. It wasn't something that I controlled, you know, and I'm not back for some greatest hits tour. I fought to be back here to steal the show. He runs down Bryan for the whole "this could be my last Mania" shtick because, you know, he's facing Edge. Where does he get off saying things like that? He runs down Roman, tells Roman he owes his entire gimmick to Edge, coming through the crowd, part of a three-man team, spear finish. He's just the Samoan Edge. And poignantly, he points out that the match is 10 years to the day since he was forced to retire, and not a single word has been said about that by the company. But if it was Bryan, if it was Roman, they'd be all over it, but because it's Edge, they don't care. He says he needs to take the respect that he's owed, and then he'll leave WrestleMania the champion, because he's dreamt it. Christ on a bike, A. Edge, Jesus, you promo monster. The raw energy, the emotion, just rattling off everything you've been through to be back here. Everything about the promo was great, and there was no way I did it justice by just reading it out there. So when you're done with this video, get straight on the channel. If you've not watched SmackDown this week, get on WWE's YouTube channel and watch that bloody promo back. It was great. We then go to Pierce and Sonya backstage, and they're talking about WrestleMania, and Sonya brings up the fact that she doesn't believe that Daniel Bryan deserves to be in the main event of Mania. She doesn't think it's fair. We go to Sasha backstage, and she responds to Belair. She says that Bianca might be the EST, but she'll never be the best because the best is Sasha. She says Bianca will finally realize her place come WrestleMania, and that place is beneath Sasha Banks. We get one of the WWE Network exclusive clips here of Sami Zayn going to a sparring session between Logan Paul and his brother Jake, and he kind of interrupts and he's like, "Hey guys, it's me, Sami Zayn. Logan, thanks for all the help and everything. Like, load of people are talking about the documentary. It's totally sweet. Yeah." And there's kind of just this really awkward trade-off between all of them. The Paul brothers clearly trying to do a bit of trading. Sami's like, "You know what? No, just hang fire, you know, just hang fire. I'm going to nip out to my car, I'm going to get my stuff, I'm going to come back in, and maybe we'll do a bit of sparring together, yeah?" And so Sami finds his way to the side door, leaves, and then he hears the door slam behind him. And he turns around, tries to open the door, and he's like knocking on it, can't get in, and then the sort of security guard opens the door and he's like, "We're closed," and just keeps closing the door on Sami. Sami's like, "No, I'm with Logan, I'm with Logan," and then it just awkwardly cuts back to the arena. So as Cole and Graves are about to talk about how awkward that was, Sami storms commentary and he's like, no, we made up after this. You're just showing the bits, you know, the bits that you want to show. Me and Logan went for breakfast after this. We were hanging out and everything, and he apologized, and the security guard got fired and all this. And he's really trying to sort of downplay the fact that he just got mugged off by the Poles. Owens then appears. They're trying to play him off with the SmackDown theme like it's an Oscars speech. The armbar entrance start coming down. Owens appears, takes it to him, and Sami eventually escapes. But yes, it is now time for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale 7. And this is madness. It's just total madness, so I'm just going to keep it to key points, and I'm going to do some reading. So I'll do a little bit of a dance as I do it, just to be entertaining for everybody, because nobody likes watching people read off paper. But yeah, in terms of key moments, we've got Tozawa out first, Tucker next, Shelton and Cedric follow soon after. There's an ad break. When we come back, Eric is sent packing by Elias and Riker. Gulak is gone very quickly after that. Carrillo sent for a flying lesson by Mason T-Bar. Slapjack's then gone. Elias and Riker are sent. They're just sent packing by Mason T-Bar. And then Ali eliminates Mace and T-Bar not long after that. Oh! Kalisto and Lindsay then have a bit of an awkward reunion. Remember Lucha House Party, guys? Remember Kalisto being a bit of a dick? I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on there. Lindsay sends Kalisto packing before Metalik deals with Lindsay, and then Corbin eliminates Metalik. Garza and Murphy battle on the apron for a little bit of back and forth, with Murphy ripping off Garza's pants accidentally. We've got Corbin sending Murphy to the floor, Nakamura taking out Garza, Ricochet sends Ali home, Jey then ends Ricochet, Corbin, Uso and Nakamura left. Nakamura almost immediately eliminates Corbin, and then Jey and Nakamura go back and forth. Each guy just proper bringing it. Jey is able to hit a super kick, but Nakamura comes charging out with a Kinshasa. Nakamura picks him up to eliminate him, throws his weight forward, but Jey rolls through and is able to send Nakamura over the top for a big Jey Uso, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale victory. I always find these really hard to grade, so this grade's probably going to be just sort of strange and right down the middle. I'm going to give it a C+, because I didn't feel like it was middle of the road. I felt like it was better than an average Battle Royal, but they're always so hard to grade because there's just so much going on and not a lot of real action, and then it sort of builds up into moments, and it's more of a showcase than a match, you know? Didn't feel overly rushed, but maybe it was just a little bit on the plain side. And then finally, down comes Roman Reigns as Jey Uso is celebrating. They get to the ring and they embrace. Roman says he's annoyed that he even has to be here. He's got so much bigger stuff to be worrying about, like the fact that on Sunday, when he main events WrestleMania, he can lose the belt without even being pinned or tapped himself. He says he'll win on Sunday though, because when he shows up, the company wins. He's the guy that brought all the ratings. He's the guy that got all the eyes on the product. He runs down Bryan and Edge. He tells them that they're just his launching pad, because after them, he's just getting started. He says that they're going to feel the whole world acknowledge him, and I'm going to give this promo an A. Roman just knows how to do it, man. Roman just knows how to do it. He's able to just build that massive fight feel with minimal effort. He just comes in, looks dissatisfied, reminds everybody, you know, his record, his track record, his wins, his past. The fact he's fought back to be in this position, and he's not going to let anybody take it from him. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen on Sunday, that's for sure. I've got a sneaking suspicion they might take the belt off him, but I just can't see it happening. He can't lose, can he? Can he? Overall, WrestleMania SmackDown is getting an A-. It was a fantastic week. It was a good pre-show for Mania, and you know, it does make sense that they'd get this stuff out of the way this week. They have apparently said that they don't want to have a pre-show in front of the live audience. They want that first match back to really, you know, be a big old statement. So I think, you know, doing it this way worked quite well. It allows for a 2-hour-long push for buying the main event as well, in a way more direct than ever before for a go-home show. Hopefully tonight and tomorrow will deliver. I hope you all have a fantastic WrestleMania. I really, really do. I hope that we're in for a lot of surprises, a lot of crazy stuff. Just fingers crossed. But I will see you all next week for the final episode of SmackDown Graded. Just a quick reminder of what we've got coming up though. You have all of the usual coverage. You're going to have WTF. You're going to have What Happened At. You're going to have live reactions with Adam both nights. He's going to be streaming. You're going to have cut down reactions from all of us. Our predictions are on the channel. Now, just everything we do, just all at once happening this weekend. WrestleMania. Get hyped. Let's do it!